jolly frolics, but I'm a married man with a reputation to uphold. Madeline, an intellectual property with name recognition by Ludwig Bemelmans. Bill Melendez of Peanuts fame. Good grief. Well, it's better than a Robert Zemeckis version featuring a hideous motion capture Madeline portrayed by Crispin Glover.
In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines.
That's a little Nazi, isn't it?
2 straight lines, they broke their bread and brushed their teeth
And right said Fred.
and went to bed.
Is this a prequel to Pink Floyd's The Wall?
They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines.
How embarrassing, they all wore the same outfit, again!
Rain or shine.
Even shelter-in-place orders can't keep these girls from hitting the town. We've been walking for 3 days.
They smiled at the good
They were eyewitnesses to a Cookie Crisp commercial.
and frowned at the bad.
With conformity, you always know how to feel.
They marched all over Paris, 12 little girls in 2 straight lines.
We all float up here, Georgie. In the film, I must be played by Frances McDormand. I demand it. Suddenly, it's a scathing satirical takedown of European first responders.
The smallest one was Madeline.
The smallest of the group of completely identical children. Wait, shouldn't scientists examine that balloon? It defies physics and reason.
Although she was small, the smallest one of all, she was not afraid of mice.
She would eat 2 or 3 a day. Christmas time is here.
She loved winter, snow, and ice.
This movie just became a GIF. The time had come for a propitiating human sacrifice.
To the tiger in the zoo, Madeline just said, "Pooh, pooh."
Take one step closer. Say that again, you little brat.
And nobody knew so well how to frighten Miss Clavel.
Who would be played by Oscar winner Frances McDormand in the film version. Back to the Conformity Factory.
In the middle of one night, Miss Clavel turned on the light and said, "Something is not right."
With my arm! Ouch!
Afraid of disaster, Miss Clavel ran fast.
Madeline's eating rodents again.
Faster. Little Madeline sat in bed.
Hey, she cried like a newborn.
Cried. Her eyes were red.
A display of emotions which clearly violated the school's policies.
Good evening, doctor. Madeleine est malade. Elle est malade.
Miss Clavel is not great in a crisis. In a short while, the priest arrived to perform the exorcism. Forget Madeline, who stole all the other children.
Soon after Dr. Cohn came, he rushed out to the phone.
To call Etna.
And he dialed Danton, 10-6. "Nurse," he said, "it's an appendix." Everybody had to cry. Not a single eye was dry. Madeline was in his arm, in a blanket, safe and warm. In a car with a red light, they drove out into the night.
But the hospital entrance was blocked by vaccine protesters in 2 straight lines.
Madeline woke up 2 hours later in a room filled with flowers. Very soon she ate and drank. On her bed there was a crack, and a crack on the ceiling at the habit of sometimes looking like a rabbit.
Sometimes? How's that work?
Outside were birds, trees, and sky. And so 10 days passed quickly by.
Madeline who? The children asked.
One nice morning, Miss Clavel said, "Isn't this a fine day to visit Madeline?"
But we want to go see the Minions movie.
Visitors from 2 to 4. read a sign outside her door. In they walked and then said, "Ah!" when they saw the toys and candy and the dollhouse from Papa.
Wait, these are not orphans?
But the biggest surprise by far, on her stomach was a scar.
Madeline was on the USS Indianapolis.
They said, "We'll come again." And the little girls left in the rain.
Piled into a tiny car with no seatbelts. The prevailing opinion among the girls was that Madeline was faking it.
They went home and broke their bread, brushed their teeth,
Don't forget the floss.
and went to bed.
We gotta get some walls, maybe a floor.
In the middle of the night, Miss Clavel turned on her light and said,
Sacre bleu!
"Something is not right." And afraid of disaster, Miss Clavel ran fast,
And furiouser.
faster. And she said, "Please, children, do tell me what is troubling you." And all the little girls cried, "Boo-hoo, we want to have our appendix out too."
Oh, you
Good
scamps.
night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well.
She mentioned God once in a while to retain her tax-exempt status.
And she turned out the light and closed the door. And that's all there is. There isn't anymore.
Madeline sued the hospital and bought the school and turned it into a furniture showroom. Thank you so much for watching Fun with Shorts. This series is supported by Patreon and patrons like these wonderful people right here. They get early access to new episodes and exclusive episodes every month. Also, check out the updated funwithshorts.com for DVDs and merch and all the good stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.